Join me as I dive into the world of cheating among women and try to uncover the truth behind it all. Female infidelity is a topic that's often whispered about, but rarely discussed openly. And yet, it's a reality that affects countless relationships and families around the world. With estimates suggesting that up to 20% of women have cheated on their partners, it's clear that this isn't just a myth or a stereotype. So, why do we rarely talk about it? Why do we shy away from exploring the complexities and nuances of female infidelity? When we do talk about women who cheat, we often fall back on tired stereotypes and misconceptions. We assume that they're driven by a desire for excitement or revenge, or that they're somehow morally flawed. But the truth is, women who cheat are just as complex and multifaceted as any other human being. They're not defined by a single action or behavior, and they're certainly not one-dimensional villains. So, what do we really know about women who cheat? And what are some common misconceptions that we need to challenge? One of the most damaging myths about women who cheat is that they're somehow broken or flawed. That they're not good enough, or that they're not loyal enough. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Women who cheat are not inherently flawed or bad people. They're just as capable of love, loyalty, and commitment as anyone else. So, what drives them to cheat? Is it a desire for excitement or adventure? A need for emotional validation or connection? Or is it something deeper, like a response to trauma or insecurity? Another misconception is that women who cheat are selfish or manipulative. That they're only looking out for themselves, and don't care about the impact on their partners or relationships. But this doesn't take into account the complex emotions and motivations that drive human behavior. Women who cheat are not inherently selfish or manipulative. They're often driven by a deep sense of unhappiness, disconnection, or desperation. And they may not even realize the harm they're causing, or the pain they're inflicting on their loved ones. The stigma surrounding female infidelity is also incredibly damaging. It can lead to shame, guilt, and self-blame, not just for the woman who cheats, but also for her partner and anyone else involved. And it can create a culture of silence and secrecy, where no one feels safe to talk openly or honestly about their experiences. But the truth is, infidelity is a human problem, not a gendered one. And it requires empathy, understanding, and compassion, rather than judgment or blame. So, what are some of the psychological, emotional, and situational factors that drive women to cheat? According to experts, it can be anything from a lack of emotional intimacy in the relationship, to a desire for validation or excitement, to a response to trauma or insecurity. It can be a cry for help, a search for connection, or a need for empowerment. And it's often a complex interplay of factors, rather than a single cause or motivation. Dr. Helen Fisher, a noted anthropologist and relationship expert, suggests that women who cheat may be driven by a desire for novelty and excitement, as well as a need for emotional connection and intimacy. She argues that women are wired to seek out new experiences and challenges, and that this can sometimes lead them to cheat. Other experts suggest that women who cheat may be responding to feelings of loneliness, disconnection, or isolation in their relationships. They may feel unseen, unheard, or unloved, and may seek out external validation or connection as a result. For Sarah, a 35-year-old marketing executive, infidelity was a response to trauma and insecurity. She had been cheated on in a previous relationship, and felt like she didn't deserve to be loved or valued. So, when her current partner started to pull away, she turned to someone else for comfort and connection. As Sarah's story shows, female infidelity is rarely about physical betrayal alone. It's often about emotional disconnection, psychological need, or situational pressure. It's about feeling seen, heard, and valued, or feeling invisible, irrelevant, and alone. So, what can we take away from all this? Firstly, that infidelity is a complex and multifaceted issue, driven by a range of factors and motivations. Secondly, that women who cheat are not inherently flawed or bad people, but human beings with complex emotions and needs. And finally, that the stigma surrounding female infidelity needs to be challenged and overcome, in order to create a culture of empathy, understanding, and compassion. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on female infidelity in the comments below. If you want to explore more relationship dynamics, be sure to check out my previous video on the top signs of a toxic relationship. Until next time, stay curious and keep it real.